stormwater. That's right, let's call this meeting to order.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, this is the Porter County Stormwater Management Board meeting, May 2nd, special meeting. We're going to go right into our opening quotes, and I'll turn it over to Mike Novotny.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. So this morning, we're opening quotes for our ditch spraying program 2019. We're spraying Area 3. These quotes were due at the time of our last meeting. This one was received prior to our last meeting, but it was in the mailroom. Our office then picked it up later that morning. So
and then we went through the tracking of the mail to make sure it had been here, and we have that in the file.
With the quote is the tracking information. So it was received in a timely manner, and we're opening it this morning to see what that quote reads.
Will this be a rate bid or a lump sum?
It's a per gallon.
Per gallon, right.
Yep, bid or quote on it.
I knew it was something a little different than
Yes.
because we did it. So this is Dalton Inc. out of North Webster, Indiana, and their bid or price is $1.75.
$1.75.
Yep.
Per gallon. Okay. Take a quick look, make sure that the bid or the quote was responsive. But we've used the Daltons year after year. So if it is, I'd recommend we just accept the quote and award this contract here this morning. Properly executed, required financial statement is there, so the quote appears responsive. I'd recommend that the board accept the quote and award the contract for the 2019 ditch spraying program to the Daltons, Inc. at the unit price of $1.75 per gallon of herbicide mix applied.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid from Daltons.
Second. We have a motion and a second for the accepting the quote from Daltons Incorporated for doing stormwater drainage infrastructure, vegetation management, and ditch spraying. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Motion carries.
And you've got a number of invitees to this.
Yes, we invited, just to be clear, we invited 3 qualified firms to submit a quote on this project. And we got the one response.
Dalton's done a great job for us year after year. So.
Correct.
Could you, before are you done now with that?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Could you just give us a real quick update on the river, what's been going on?
Yeah.
I figured since you're here, it's a public meeting, let's get it on the record,
sure.
Let's keep things out there.
Yep, and of course, things have been happening at the staff level and trying to communicate with as many folks as we can about what things look like. But as you guys know, we've gotten between 4 and 5 inches of rainfall since Saturday morning across Porter County. That's, of course, driven water levels up in all of our stormwater infrastructure. We've certainly had problems in typical problem areas with flooding, drainage issues, roads overtopping, things like that. So we've been dealing with those in relative isolation across the county. As the water all makes its way south towards the river levels are coming up. And, of course, the Kankakee River watershed extends all the way into St. Joe and Kosciuszko County to the east. So all the rainfall that fell further east is also making its way to the river. So our concern sort of looks there now. As it stands, the latest forecasts are for the river to crest Sunday into Monday at moderate flood stage across Porter County, which means that we will have issues and should expect some, if that forecast holds, of course. This is based on the National Weather Service river forecast. If that forecast holds, we can expect widespread flooding in low-lying areas down in the floodplain along the river. Areas like Baumsbridge Road down by the river, our County Road 625 West, and then areas like 1200, our County Road 1200 South, east of State Road 49. We'll also keep an eye and expect some issues there. Staff did do reconnaissance on our bridges and a number of our riverbanks yesterday. Things look to be in good condition. We don't have material built up against the bridges at this point, so flow is good through the bridges. But we will keep our eye on forecast. We will keep our eye on site conditions. And like I say, if those forecasts hold, we can expect, fairly widespread issues in low-lying, the floodplain area along the river. I'm optimistic, given the drier time we had yesterday. They're kind of playing around with the rainfall forecast for today. Most probable outcome for today looks like it's a half an inch of rainfall across Porter County. Could be higher in thunderstorms. I'm optimistic that river forecast will come down because the observations that we're seeing there are trending lower than the predicted the river levels. The actual river levels are trending lower than the forecast. So I'm hoping that with the next forecast, they'll adjust the crest height down. But we've got to be ready to go, and I know Lance Bella, EMA Director, has already mobilized our sandbagging equipment.
Yep.
He's coordinated with our highway department to get sand stockpiled down at our Hebron garage. So the county's taking action to kind of be ready in the event that residents need sandbags and houses and businesses need to be protected down in those sensitive areas.
Yeah, just for the record, about 2-3 months ago, the county moved with the EMA department to buy a sandbagger, and what it is, it's a piece of equipment that you can put on a payloader, and you can make sandbags real quick, and without a lot of labor. It's machined, so we're now prepared. It's mobilized in South County with sand, and we're ready to go in a moment's notice if needs to be. So so some of the things, the takeaways we learned from last year, we're prepared this year a little bit better, and we're going to continue to keep moving in that direction. But it was good to see EMA, emergency management, highway, everybody's working together, talking, communicating, and then communicating with all the elected officials that are involved too. So it's, we've made strides from a year ago, and it's good to see.
Absolutely. We're better prepared this time around. Yep. Communication's been good, and would commend elected officials all the way down to, Rich Sexton at Highway and Lance at EMA, for the cooperation and coordination.
Yep. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, one of the things too, there was a fleet of NIPSCO trucks out at Ramsey's yesterday, and they're even becoming more prepared to shut off gas before they endanger their men, and, it's nice to see the utilities being more proactive.
Yep. Okay. Anything else?
That's all that I had this morning for
right.
stormwater.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
We're going to move right into the Commissioners' meeting here next. First on the Commissioners' meeting, we have Inedico invoice in the amount of $14,661. Scott, is that
This is
still some trickle-ins?
Yeah, this is the last meeting we approved invoice from BAS of just a little over $100,000. This is the flop of that. We have BAS was our TPA. Inedico was the provider, so this is that payment to Inedico. And so, again, the continuing of the trickle to get us done with the legacy of Inedico and BAS.
All right.
Motion to approve.
Motion, and I'll second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We're going to move it over now to the Development and Stormwater Management. We have some bridges here that we've been working on for quite some time, and it looks like we're getting ready to move forward. So I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Thompson, or is it Matt, or is it Bob? Bob going to be? So, Bob, why don't you take us through first one's Bridge 135.
Bridge 135, this is Old Porter Road over Salt Creek, City of Portage. This is the one that's currently closed right now because of a beam failure on it. This particular project is going to be new superstructure on it. The abutment walls are fine. It's just putting a new superstructure on it.
Oh, what's the timeline?
Since we have restrictions getting into the stream and everything on that, I guess my first guess was probably going to be about 3 months for this.
Expected sometime later this summer.
Completed October 1st.
October 1st?
October 1st.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's more than 3 months.
Well, by the time you get
We have-
started,
Yes,
you-
we have this, bid opening today, and then we have review of bids for responsibility and responsiveness.
We've got to get the contract in front of you. We've got to get that approved. We've got to have a meeting with the contractor on that to get it all set up, and then we issue the notice to proceed. By the time construction starts, you're probably looking at 3 months.
and we've already moved this up 2 months with the engineering firm when the bridge started having difficulties this winter. We reached out to the engineering firm, and they compressed the design. So I think we've picked up a couple months there, too, I believe, right?
Yes, we did ask
Couple
them to
months or
expedite
2,
it.
3 months, or
A month.
a month? Okay, there you go.
Let's keep the city of Portage attuned to the schedule, so we don't hear back from that.
Sure. I will. I've been in communication with them.
Good.
I have their contact info.
Good.
So we're opening today, and then when are we planning on awarding?
Probably looking at the May 21st meeting.
And then after that, we got to get the contract done.
We got to get the
Then
contract
we got to have
done.
the coordination meeting, and then go.
Correct. I mean, the contract probably won't be before you for approval until June 11th if it needs to, for discussion.
So that's basically this is a special meeting, one to get these open, and then the next 2 regular commissioner meetings will be the awarding and then the contract, assuming everything's going the right direction.
Correct.
Well, I think this bridge in itself, because we're working over Salt Creek, and we have a limited time to work over Salt Creek because it's a Salmonoid tributary, we're going to have to push this no matter which way we go. So I think the compression and everything we're trying to do is sort of baked into it just because of where it's at.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Even though the abutment walls are good, they're still putting scour measures down below, which requires being in the stream and everything. So there's a limited time with
Yep.
that.
Let's go ahead and start opening them, Vicki.
We have 5 bids.
5 bids.
Do you have an engineer estimate?
Yeah, what?
We do have one, but I'd be honest with you, we're not really sure if this particular estimate that we're giving includes the sanitary sewer relocation.
Okay. Well,
So,
what do we got?
The engineer's estimate on the bridge is $800,000.
And that's for the bridge, right?
Correct,
right,
That may not include the sanitary relocate.
correct.
correct.
But these bids include both.
It will include both the bridge and the sanitary force main relocation.
Is there a reason the engineer didn't include that, the sanitary?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
This is done.
it's a private sanitary line, that's owned by the trailer park to the south, mobile home park, I should say. And so they have their own private engineer, design it. We're reimbursing them for that, and so,
Okay.
I mean, I think to answer your question is this, is that when you're giving us what, USI's engineering estimate?
What American
This is structure point.
American Structure Points, that's for the bridge itself, not necessarily for the
force main.
force main,
Mhm.
because that wasn't part of the,
They didn't do that.
they didn't do that design.
Design.
So that's why it's separated.
All right.
Correct.
The first quote opening is Dunnett Bay Construction Company out of Glendale Heights, Illinois. Their number is $880,079.90. $880,079.90. That's Dunnett Bay. Next bid open is JCI Bridge Group, and JCI is out of LaPorte, Indiana, and their bid number is $871,019.40. $871,1940. Next bid is Reith Riley out of Gary. Their bid is $673,536.54.
Can you repeat that, please?
$673,536.54. Next quote is Gary Up Construction out of Gary. Their number is $773,500. $773,500. And last is LaPorte Construction, LaPorte, and their number is $858,466.31. That's $858,466.31.
Last one. This one, next to it, no bid.
Oh, for the next bridge? Okay. So we'll take those bids, you guys will go through them, review them,
Yes.
and then we're going to announce this at the May 21st
Yeah,
Commissioners meeting.
Our plan would be to present bid acceptance
Analysis
and
and-
contract
yeah.
award to you at the May 21st Commissioners meeting.
Okay. Next up is Bridge 152. Bridge 152 is Wagner Road over Little Cow River. This is a deck rehabilitation project.
Deck rehabilitation and also beam painting.
And what, beam maintenance?
Beam painting,
Beam painting.
right,
Keep that steel from rusting away.
right.
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 They last a little longer when you do that.
They do.
Hence why we're also changing the abutments on this.
No bid,
No
Yes.
bids?
no bid.
152 and 208 are going to be combined.
Yes.
Huh?
152 and 208 are going to be combined, and one of the main reasons why, for the combination of these two, is because of the fact that we're doing hydro demolition. Hydro demolition is a specialty. It's probably coming out of state to be able to do this, and the contractor needs to coordinate with the hydro demolition for both of these bridges together, so it was combined.
Okay. So we're going to be, even though they're shown on the agenda as two separate bridges, they were bid together.
Correct.
Okay? Sorry about that. We'll get it straight.
So we have 4 bids.
4 bids.
So we have, four bids.
Excellent.
First one is from, I think this looks like, I think this is done at the So the first one is Dunnett Bay Construction Company. Again, they're out of Glendale Heights, Illinois. Their combined bid for both projects is $855,382.26. $855,382.26.
Engineer estimate on this was $930,000. $930,000.
How much?
$930,000 for the combination of the two.
Next up is JCI Bridge Group, Inc., and they're out of LaPorte, Indiana. Their combined bid is $1,022,234.80. That's $1,022,234.80. Next up is Reef Riley Construction out of Gary. Their combined number is $753,310.30. $753,310.30. And last is LaPorte Construction, again out of LaPorte. And their number is $857,810.52. $857,810.52. And that is it for those. So we'll be doing the same,
We will be doing the same,
awarding those.
bidders for responsibility and bids for responsiveness, and plan to present an award recommendation to you on the May 21st, at the May 21st meeting.
Okay.
We will plan to post a bid abstract to the website for both of these bids, 135 and then the 208, 152 combination on the website. So anybody that didn't quite get the numbers all written down, look at our website later today, the Highway Engineering website.
Thank you. Next, we're going to move to asphalt pavement 1.5-inch inlay project. This is County Road 400 North from 325 East to 345 East. What, is this part of a community crossing?
It is, I'll let Matt explain
Okay.
this one here.
Yeah, so this was part of a larger CCMG package that was awarded. It had to get split out because of its type being different. We originally tried to submit for a larger stretch of 400, but because of the work type, the CCMG only awarded a certain work type, so we have a smaller stretch. We're looking this year, as we have discussed, to fill in that gap with the county dollars, remaining county dollars. So this is just a small stretch of 400.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get into those. The first quote for this project is Walsh and Kelly, Inc., and the price for that is $24,551.92. $24,551.92. Next up is Town and Country Construction out of DeMont, and they're $32,286.70. $32,286.70. Reith Riley, $32,373.20. $32,373.20. And that is it on those bid openings. Okay? And we'll do the same thing May 21st.
Same process.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right, any other information from the board, or? All right, with that, I think that concludes our special board meeting, and with that, this board will stand in recess.